Derriere discomfort. We try to soothe it with this, cool it with this, and relieve it with this. But new Preparation H Soothing Relief Spray is the 21st century way to do all three, even touch-free. Preparation H. Get comfortable with it.
Did I catch your attention? You look like you lost your breath. Don't you come on the green with an...
Got this amazing outfit for way less than it should have been at Marshall's.
Come on, don't just stand there staring, honey. They looking at me.
I get to celebrate, the art of so many of my peers.
Monday on ET, Hollywood Awards season rolls on. We're at the Critics' Choice Awards.
Plus, only we're with Hollywood siblings Derek and Julianne Hough.
E.T., why don't you join us?
Step into the movies.
Only we are behind the scenes of their Oscar special.
Hey, before we go, our good friend Kelty Knight will host a new musical game show, Superfan, on CBS. She's also an EP. All you ladies are doing big things.
Listen,
You're the EP of your
what
show.
What happens out here? Listen to Kelty's show now. Die-hard music fans, this is your...
Happening now.
We are feeling today's cold front. I'll be back to talk about wind, temperatures, freeze, and of course, the full weekend forecast in just a bit.
A body found in the parking lot of this West Side apartment complex. What neighbors had to say.
And all those TV streaming apps can add up, especially at a time when many of us are trying to cut costs. Coming up, how to save money on your home TV viewing. The News at 5 starts right now.
And boy, oh boy, have things changed outside. Earlier this morning at 2 a.m., it was 63 degrees. Then we dropped down and then temperatures basically kept falling. And right now, for the most part, we've got readings in the 40s. Officially at the airport, 46 degrees, dew point of 29. The cold front has obviously moved through. Drier air moving in, a gusty north wind steady at 23, but gusting closer to 40 miles per hour. And you see our weather watcher temperatures, for the most part, 40s. An exception, Eagle Pass right now in Talia's backyard, 55, but Leon Springs 41, get to Floresville 49, West Kerrville only 43 degrees, and even Utopia at 44. So we're feeling the chill out there, unseasonably cold this evening and tonight. Gusty through at least midnight, north wind at 15 to 25, temperatures falling down through the 30s, and I do think we'll have widespread 20s for tomorrow morning. So a cold start to your Saturday. We'll get into the specifics of how cold and where in just a minute, and even talk about another freeze for Saturday night and when temperatures rebound in just a bit.
Meantime, we want to take a look outside with your traffic authority. And looky here, you can tell it is a holiday weekend for a lot of folks. Spring breakers not on the roads very much, and neither are the commuters. It is definitely Friday afternoon.
Now happening right now, police trying to piece together what led up to a body being found in a West Side apartment complex.
Police got the call out to the 2600 block of Westward Drive near West Military and US 90 at 11:47 this morning. What they found there? Well, Garrett Berger tells us they're not saying much about it.
San Antonio police were called out here to the Westwood Plaza apartments and townhomes for a body found in the parking lot. Now, police are treating this as a homicide investigation, but beyond that, they're not releasing many details. Speaking with media at the scene, a police department spokesman did not know if the victim had lived at the apartment complex, how they may have died, or even if they were a man or a woman.
That's up to the MXC or the medical examiner to make that determination, as it is a medical examiner case.
The spokesman said investigators didn't have any witnesses at the moment, and it would be up to detectives to determine if the person was killed at the complex or if their body had been dropped there. Mary Aguilera hadn't known anything was going on until we knocked on her front door, just a few yards from where the body was found.
And it's usually really quiet around here. Since I've been here since September, and I haven't heard any incidents or anything. Before, this used to be a really drug-infested area, so it could have something to do with that. I'm not sure. A
few doors down, though, Rodolfo Padilla said he wasn't surprised something like this had happened.
There's drug problems here, drug issues. And a lot of people, like I said, are hanging around here. And I don't appreciate that, not one bit.
Asked about the accusations of drug activity, a woman with the apartment complex's management declined to comment. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
So we also emailed the department for a list of calls to that complex that were made in the last year. Police told us that they're working on that request, but we haven't received any of the data as of yet. Now, just a reminder that you can stay up to date with the latest breaking news that's happening in your community. All you have to do is download the KSAT News app on your smartphone.
San Antonio firefighters responding to this fire this afternoon in the 8600 block of Bristlecone Drive. This is near Bandera and Gilboa Roads. Firefighters tell us that winds were a problem in this case, and they helped those flames to spread from the attic to the rest of the house really quickly. We're told 2 people and 2 pets got out safely. As for the house itself, firefighters don't think it's salvageable. The cause of the fire is still being investigated.
Oh, that's terrible. Now, winds were also a problem for a backyard barbecue on the south side. Firefighters are telling us that people there were barbecuing, and somehow the winds were really strong, and they pushed those flames to the back of a home on Tedder Street near Palo Alto Road. Now, nobody was hurt, but the flames did manage to spread to the back of a neighbor's shed.
We're also trying to figure out what started a fire that killed a 69-year-old man on Wednesday. And we now know his name. He is Jesse Phillips Jr. He was one of 3 people inside the house, but the only one that did not make it out alive. The fire broke out Wednesday night on Grove Hill Street. A 94-year-old woman and her 76-year-old daughter were rescued by neighbors. They also tried to save Phillips, but they weren't able to do it in time. That cause is still being investigated.
In the meantime, the search continues for the person who killed a man before he went into work yesterday. Witnesses told police the killer was wearing a blue hoodie. The victim in this case has been identified by school officials from Great Hearts Forest Heights as 23-year-old Michael Echanis. He was a 4th and 5th grade apprentice teacher at that elementary school. Echanis was shot outside his apartment on Gus Eckert yesterday morning, and he was found dead near his vehicle.
Crime Stoppers need some help finding the people who robbed the Quick Stuff convenience store on San Pedro on Tuesday. They say 3 people showed up in this SUV. 2 guys got out. One stayed outside of the store. The other went in, took a display case with several items, and then they ran back to the SUV. Then, when an employee tried to stop them, a 3rd person in the SUV pointed a weapon at him. They're now wanted for aggravated robbery. You can call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP if you have any information.
Now, 2 people are behind bars after fleeing a traffic stop and then crashing on the highway yesterday. You're looking at 29-year-old Mark Monreal and 26-year-old Jessica Suarez. Bexar County Sheriff's deputies say that they tried to pull them over on Pleasanton Road yesterday, but they didn't stop. Instead, deputies say that they drove to I-35 and Highway 90, where they lost control and flipped over the guardrail. You can see what happened right there. They tried to run off, but they didn't get far. Deputies say that when they searched their vehicle, they found meth, marijuana, and 3 weapons. And now each of them faces several charges.
We want to take you now to the war in Ukraine today. President Biden issuing additional sanctions on Russia. He's also ready to sign a $13.6 billion military and humanitarian aid package for Ukraine that Congress just passed.
Of course, this is all happening while the bloodshed continues in that country. ABC's Ike Ajashi reports.
Today, more bloodshed in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials releasing this video showing firefighters extinguishing flames at the site of a shoe factory, the site of an apparent Russian airstrike. Flames burning, cars damaged, and signs of civilian casualties surrounding the area.
Putin is an aggressor. He is the aggressor, and Putin must pay the price.
Today, President Biden warning that Russia will pay a severe price if Vladimir Putin elects to attack Ukraine with chemical or biological weapons. But he stopped short of saying if that price would include a U.S. military response against Russia. In a UN Security Council speech littered with falsehoods, Russia's ambassador to the UN accused the U.S. and Ukraine of developing chemical and biological weapons. U.S. Ambassador to the UN Linda Thomas-Greenfield called the Russian accusations lies, but went further.
It is Russia that has long maintained a biological weapon program in violation of international law.
The U.S., along with the other G7 nations and EU partners, are ending Russia's trade statuses, opening the door to higher tariffs on Russian goods and bans on certain products. The Kremlin retaliating, declaring Facebook parent company Meta an extremist organization after the company changed its hate speech policy to allow posts calling for violence against Russian forces because of the war. But a silver lining today. Remember this image of an injured pregnant woman in Mariupol following Russia's deadly airstrike on a children's hospital? She's now given birth to a baby girl. Ike Ajachi, ABC News, Washington.
$4.35 a gallon. No, we're not seeing gas prices that high in San Antonio, but nationally, that's the average. So that means that every time that people fuel up, they're spending about $65 on average. Of course, that varies by city, state, and what kind of vehicle you drive. But to give you some perspective here, last year people spent about $42 on average each time they filled up their tanks. Yeah, so a $20 difference. And it's not just gas that's up. Inflation, as we all know, is at a 40-year high. So things like groceries are up about 8% since last year.
I feel guilty at the grocery store when I can't put what I'd like to in my cart. But there's times where you cut things that you never thought you would cut. And sometimes food is one of them.
And if you need any food assistance, the San Antonio Food Bank is a great resource. You can find more information at safoodbank.org, or you can also call the number that's on your screen at the bottom there, 210-431-8326.
Many of us are counting on our tax returns to offset rising costs. You have until next month to file, but try to do it soon because the IRS is dealing with some delays. Tax day is April 18th, but the IRS is still filing and processing some of last year's returns. One of the main reasons is because of the labor shortages from COVID. You can speed up the process by filing electronically. Filing by mail can take 6 to 8 weeks longer. And here's another tip.
The fastest way to get that money then is to make sure you have an online bank account set up so that the IRS can directly transfer your refund to that bank account.
That makes it easy. You can wait at least 5 days for those funds to show up in your account.
So now here's an update on the 2020 census. The Bureau has admitted that it miscounted people of color in 2020, and that includes Hispanics, Native Americans, and Black people.
The census is known to overcount white people and undercount minorities, but the Bureau says discrepancies were a lot greater than the last count in 2010. The Bureau says the pandemic, hurricanes, and wildfires all made it hard to get the most accurate information.
It also says that the Trump administration's effort to add a citizenship question may have discouraged thousands of undocumented immigrants from being counted. Now, the reason that this is also concerning is because local, state, and federal governments use data from that census for funding things like education and health care.
The new data is based on the Bureau's post-census survey, which is used to check the overall accuracy. It is almost spring, and that means, spring cleaning. How about spring cleaning your streaming services? Most people pay for 4 or more subscriptions, and it adds up. Up next, we're going to have some tips on how to save some cash without sacrificing all your entertainment.
So if you're from San Antonio, you might be familiar with the Lone Star Brewery. It's in the area known as Southtown, and a Houston-based developer was supposed to revamp it. But for now, the future of that site is in question. It's up for sale again. Our Jesse Degollado explains what happens and also speaks with people living in that community about the issues they've seen and what they want to see happen. Plus, we're still talking gas prices, my friends, but we're not just talking about how much you're paying. We also want to help you save. RJ Marquez is going to speak with AAA Texas about the things that you can do to preserve your gas and whether investing in a wholesale club membership like Sam's Club or Costco is actually worth the savings that you'll get in gas. We'll have that and so much more coming up on the news at 6 o'clock.
New at 5, your money, specifically your TV bill. Raise your hand if you have more than 4 streaming services. That's the average, and you might even realize how much it's all costing you every day. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moore shows us some of the ways you can shrink the bills.
Jim Wilcox and his family subscribe to 13 13 streaming services, and they've yet to cut the cable.
It's sort of ironic that a person who writes about cord cutting is having difficulty actually doing it.
Why so tough? One reason is his wife loves baseball, and they have few options to stream live games. The other, economics. Streaming isn't always cheaper. That's because many companies are raising their prices, and people are finding they have to subscribe to several to get all the shows they want. But there are still some ways to save. Consumer Reports suggest using an antenna to watch local channels. They're free. Consider bundling deals like the one from Disney Plus. That includes Hulu and ESPN Plus for $13.99 a month. Look for promotions and take advantage of those free trials.
A lot of people are sort of kicking the tires on different services, and they're trying them for a month or two. They're watching all the things that they really want to see, and then they unsubscribe.
Another way to save? Embrace the commercials.
Fastest growing part of the business right now are the free ad-supported services.
Services like Tubi, Pluto TV, and Crackle offer tons of free movies and shows. Part of the beauty of streaming is no contract, so it's pretty easy to make changes. Just be sure to keep an eye on your credit card bills so you're not paying for services you're no longer using. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Oh boy.
All the discussions around here on this. Very controversial.
It's all about sharing with friends, right?
Right. And here's a live look right now over 410 where you can see things are going very smoothly at 5:15. Ursula, you were just talking about all the people or the kids that are out on spring break, so you don't see as much traffic as you usually do. But this is not spring break weather, Adam.
Not even close. And if you're coming here for spring break, you're probably expecting something a little different.
Sorry.
We are sorry. A freeze tonight and then again Saturday night. That's our primary headline, so prepare for that, especially the pets and plants this time around. Less wind come tomorrow. It's going to stay gusty through the night. And overall, a cool weekend, temperatures below average. But by Monday, a little more like spring break, 80 degrees at that point. So this is very important. Let's take a look at our time lapse. Thick clouds throughout the day today, even a few little sprinkles here and there, very light showers dotted the landscape, insignificant. But notice how the clouds have been clearing out over the past hour and a half or so. Basically, half of Bexar County is clear, half of Bexar County is cloudy right now. This is significant because, remember, at nights, clouds are like a blanket. But once we get rid of that blanket and it's pulled off us, then we cool down more significantly. So we're getting rid of that blanket, and that's going to help really drop those temperatures overnight tonight. So right now we're cool, 43 in Bandera, 44 Bulverde and Canyon Lake, 50 Pleasanton, Devine at 51 degrees, still hanging on to 57 Cotulla and 47 at Beeville. But here's what we're expecting. Early tomorrow morning, when we hit our lowest point temperature-wise, we'll be down in the 20s for most of the KSAT 12 viewing area. We're talking 28 Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, Pleasanton, 27. Lower 20s in parts of the hill country, including Rock Springs, Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Canyon Lake, even about 27, Bernie, 24. You get the idea. We're going to have a freeze late tonight and early tomorrow morning, and even up to about 10 hours of a freeze in the hill country. So especially pets and plants this time around. But if you're in a rural area, you have those outdoor exposed pipes, you'll want to take those necessary precautions as well, especially up in the hill country. Sunday morning, back to freezing, so a light freeze to start the day on Sunday. And then by Monday morning, we're up to 50 degrees. Now, this doesn't mean that it's necessarily our last freeze of the season. It is later than usual, but we have had a freeze as late as early April. And look at our afternoon temperatures, only low to mid 60s Saturday and Sunday, but by Monday, we're back up to 80 degrees, and most of next week is going to be significantly warmer. All right, that's temperatures. Let's get into the winds. We have been feeling it. Wind gusts, at least the most recent gusts, between about 30 and 40 miles per hour. Stinson, most recent gusts, 35 miles per hour. Lost Maples, 38. Canyon Lake gust into 32. You get the idea. It's going to remain pretty gusty through the night tonight, but luckily by sunrise tomorrow, when temperatures are at their lowest point, we're only going to see winds of about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So gusty this evening. If you have outdoor plans this Friday evening, you'll definitely want to bundle up, have the jacket ready to go, because not only will it be cold, but it's going to be gusty, and those winds will make it feel like we're down in the 20s before the temperatures even get there. Dew points they're dropping. It's that north wind. So we have the dry air in place, but it's going to be even drier Saturday and Sunday with dew points at that point down in the single digits to near 10. So you probably will be noticing it on your skin or chapped lips if you're susceptible to that this weekend. You'll want to take the necessary precautions. But as for our satellite and radar, we're trying to get some moisture around here. We had the clouds. We had a few light little showers and sprinkles, insignificant, not a big deal. Big dip in the upper level flow of disturbance, putting the real moisture far to the north of us, especially parts of North and East Texas and then up into Arkansas and Missouri. We could use it. Nearly 90% of Texas is in drought, and most of our area is in a severe to extreme drought. As for tomorrow, a lot of sunshine. Remember, 20s in the morning, afternoon right near 60, nothing but sunshine. Sunday morning, a brief light freeze around 32. Then by the afternoon, we're in the mid 60s, and next week, still looking dry and sunny with temperatures warmer, closer to 80.
All right, Adam, thank you.
That sounds more like it. Thank you.
Yeah, you just see the sign right there. The Spurs, we're going to send things back on over to our friend Greg Simmons, who is live at the AT&T Center. And what we're doing is keeping our fingers crossed, Greg, because, okay, this is another night, maybe another chance for the Spurs to, get that record for Pop.
Yeah, we're hoping it comes tonight against Utah, but this is a very difficult team they're facing tonight. When we come back, we'll have a live preview about that possibility. Also, we come back with the Cold Cougars being joined in the state championship game with Bernie coming up. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome live to the AT&T Center, where tonight the Spurs have another chance to help Greg Popovich make NBA history when they play host to the Utah Jazz. But it will be difficult. The Spurs have now only lost 5 out of the last 6 games going into this one tonight. Their only victory against the Lakers on Monday, 117-110. That's where Pop tied Don Nelson for the most wins by an NBA coach with 1,335. Now every time the Spurs suit up from this point on, they have a chance to push Pop over the top. They failed on Wednesday in the 119-104 loss to the Raptors. Now they have another chance tonight.
You can't think too much into that, because then you start putting too much pressure on yourself. You start just overthinking everything. So we just go out there and play, treat it like any other game, and then hopefully we celebrate after.
That's indeed. Hopefully we celebrate tonight. We'll have all the details tonight on the Night Beats. There is one of 3 local teams right now headed to the state championship game tomorrow. The only question right now is, will another team join them? That's after the Cougars were able to hold off Hitchcock in Class 3A state semifinals on Thursday, even though Cole jumped out to a 16-0 lead behind senior guard Trey Blackmore's 23 points. Right behind him was Dre Ray with 13 and Silas Livingston 11. However, the Bulldogs would bounce back, close that gap to 49-47 before Blackmore was able to hit his free throws down the stretch to preserve the Cougars' 53-49 victory. Now they head to the state championship game against number 1 ranked Dallas Madison.
We told our guys when we lost to them up in Dallas that, it's pretty much, we felt like we were going to be here. We felt like they were going to be here. So we've kind of been preparing for that. We've been, working towards that goal, and, it's finally here. It'll come 10 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll be ready to go.
All right, the champion Chargers from Bernie were not as fortunate in their 5A state semifinals game against Mansfield Timberview, even though they were able to hang in that first half using defense to fuel their offense. Braden Baum creates a turnover. He's able to feed Braxton Burdick, who puts it up and in, and Champion had the lead at the time after 13-11. Outside shooting comes alive. Jesse Pert knocks down a 3, but not enough. Champion falls 55-43, but what a great season.
Oh, it's a learning experience. I took a lot of things. We had a great team this year. Next year, we have a great team again. So just keep on this roll and just keep on going.
And Bernie falls in the semifinals in overtime to Wichita Falls Hershey 63-57. Deshaun Watson will not face any criminal charges. Live from the AT&T Center, Greg Simmons, KSAT 12 Sports.
More to come at 6. Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
Cold tonight, a hard freeze in the hill country, and we're talking widespread 20s across the KSAT 12 viewing area. Then by tomorrow afternoon, we make it into the 50s to right near 60 degrees, and then mid 60s after a light freeze Sunday morning. We'll see you right at 6.